The film Mad Max takes place in a bleak, post-apocalyptic future where the tattered remains of humanity lack the resources they need to survive.
The world is almost out of water.
Water wars.
We are killing for gasoline.
Mad Max director George Miller was partly inspired by the 1973 OPEC oil crisis and the oil shortage and riots that ensued in his home country of Australia. What with global warming and the population increasing, Miller's vision seems more pertinent now than ever before. Could the world shown in Mad Max Fury Road actually happen here on Earth? And what are we doing to prevent it? I know just who to ask.
They're chasing each other around burning oil
I know,
to try
I
to
heard
then
that
find
too.
the oil.
I know.
If they would just stop driving the cars.
This is this whole thing about getting along. There's a lot of conflict.
Why do we have such a dependence on oil still?
Oh man, there's so much energy in a liter in a gallon of oil. And people have agonized to get all the energy they can out of that heat. And so the more heat you have, the better. And that's why gasoline is just fabulous. The idea that we'll run out of gasoline is sort of true. The bad news, everybody, is we will not run out of fossil fuels. There is so much coal and tar sand and oil shale, tar shale sand goo. For practical intents and purposes, yeah, we'll never run out.
Okay.
It seems we're not going to run out of oil anytime soon after all. Oh no. This is not a good sign. I am not going to survive out here long without water. Humans, plants, animals, the entire ecosystem depends on water. If we're going to prevent a world where water is more precious than gold, I really need to look into the possibility of desalination. Sally! No! Oh, no! This is Brittany Louise Taylor, who is a fellow YouTuber, DIY guru, actually just an amazing person. You've got to imagine that you're stuck in the middle of a desert. Yes. And you've run out of water. Being the DIY expert of YouTube, can you DIY me up a desalination plant?
Yes. We're gonna need a bowl, we're gonna need a cup, we're gonna need some rocks, we're gonna need some saran wrap, and we're gonna need some tape, and then we can do it. First, we're gonna take the bowl, we're gonna put in some salt water.
So this is like the C in our desalination plant.
And then we're gonna take our cup and put it in the bowl. It's what's gonna collect the condensation that's gonna drip from the saran wrap. Cover your bowl.
So what we're doing is basically making the water cycle in a bowl. Only the water molecules are going to evaporate, not the salt ions inside the water.
You're really good at this.
Oh, thank you.
And then we're gonna take our tape and make sure that the saran wrap doesn't move. Lastly, we're gonna take our rocks and we're gonna put it over the center of the cup on the saran wrap. And why is that, Sally?
Well, that is so that all the condensation drips into the middle and down into the cup. So we're not just evaporating, condensing water up and down. It actually
it's like a funnel.
goes
It's going
into
like
the cup.
it's going like here, drip, drip, here.
Nothing's happening just yet. We've got hours.
We should make up a song.
We should make up a desalination song. We're in a park doing desalination with the water doing evaporation. Me! We have actually got some water in here.
Ooh, you share that.
This is our clean water. Bottoms up.
Okay, cool.
Oh, what a day! What a lovely day!
It is hot out here. Solar power has got a lot going for it in a place like this. But what else are we doing to protect our precious energy resources? Can green, renewable energies help us avoid depleting our fossil fuels? I'm going to meet with Mike Bowman from GE's Sustainable Energy Advanced Technology Program to find out more.
If we're looking for alternatives to oil, where's the first place we should start to look?
Because oil is predominantly our transportation industry, we want to think of a fuel that you could plug into that industry. So natural gas would be a great choice. Electricity would be a good choice.
Have we got renewable energies that are in place that could take over when we need them?
There's two big growth areas in renewable right now. There's wind and there's solar. Wind turbines will get bigger and bigger. Wind farms will get bigger, they'll get smarter, what we call a brilliant wind farm. And solar will be everywhere. It's going to be on rooftops, it's going to be utility scale, commercial scale.
Do you think we'll ever get to the stage where we can completely cut our ties with fossil fuels?
No, I don't. If you look at the magnitude of the energy that's used around the world, it's in terawatt levels. Industry depends on it, societies depend on it, economies depend on it, gas power, coal power, nuclear power, all those power plants will stay out there.
In Mad Max, everyone is fighting over all the very few amounts of resources that are left. How can we avoid that situation?
Continued innovation, continue to look at performance. Can we use less than we use today to do the same thing? And continue to look for alternatives. More options in the menu is a good thing.
Thanks so much, Mike, for completely reassuring me that it's not all going to descend anarchy like it did with Mad Max.
A diverse energy portfolio could drastically reduce our dependence on fossil fuels and prevent the post-apocalyptic future we see in the film. It seems like the planet is safe for at least the next few hundred years, thanks to science and technology. Don't forget to like this video if you enjoyed it, click subscribe, or click on the next video to watch more.
What Sally's really getting at is what invention of the future would preclude conflict being derived from access to oil and from water? Is it a desalination plant? Is it
three things
for
I
the
want.
water? Is it access to solar power, to geothermal power, to and will we know how to?
Three things I want.
Can we lasso comets to give us water at a whim? Do we populate another planet that is not that dust bowl-y?